Hi everyone, this is Ryan Hoyme, aka Massage Nerd, and today we have Dari Lewis. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself then and what you do?
Well, I am a massage therapist in Washington State. I own a massage school that specializes in transfers to Washington. I bridge the gap in education for them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it keeps them from having to go completely over, especially if they've been in practice for 15 years, which is what I've often found is they come and they can't get transferred. But I'm actually here at the festival on a different capacity. My husband and I are both musicians. And he creates music for the healing arts, and so I'm here vending his music.
Okay, awesome. So I'm more guided towards a massage therapist then?
Exactly. Exactly. Healing arts in general, yoga, energy work, meditation, massage.
Okay. And how long has he been doing that then?
Oh, he's been a musician his entire life, basically. He started playing cello when he was like 8 years old, and then they made him take lessons.
Oh, man.
And he gave it up. But, but
some people just built into it.
He's just such an amazing musician. He's been a musician his entire life. He's been playing Celtic harp for over 30 years, and just amazing.
Does he the person that kind of reads music, or the person that just does it?
He can read music, but he plays by ear.
Yeah, because another person I interviewed yesterday and stuff like that, and he said he can't even read music at all. It's like that's the way.
I'm the one that reads the music.
Yeah.
Just the one that does it. But he's a wonderful improviser.
Yeah. And what kind of is it a lot of different instruments? Then,
it is. Well, his primary instrument is the Celtic harp.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. And he likes to say a lot of people expect Celtic music out of the Celtic harp, and he likes to say that the only thing that's really traditional about Celtic music is that it was all original. And so he's following in that true path of original music on the Celtic harp. And then he has many, many friends that he's been performing with that have trained with luminary masters just all over the world. And so we have Benji Wertheimer on S-Raj, Michael Mandrell on guitar, Randy Mead is longtime flute player, so a massive number of people that he works with, and then I'm his primary music partner. So.
Okay. And do you have a website then?
We do, davidmichaelharp.com.
Okay.
And then mine is Ananda Massage Training for Transfers.
Okay.
So actually, it's Ananda Massage Training.
Okay.
Not for transfers, that's the long part.
And with this website, can you buy music, like digital downloads?
You can.
Okay. Okay, so that's nice. So can they sample things too and stuff to make sure? Okay, so that's nice. So that people get a flavor of what they really need then, and mix and match. And just like somebody else said, sometimes they have great albums, but maybe there's a song or two that they might not want to match and stuff. So then you can mix and match.
I have to say that hasn't happened since he married me 6 years ago.
Oh, it's okay. For the better.
Exactly. I insist that everything be at least 60 minutes long.
Oh.
And I get to help him with how it starts and how it, he really seeks input of massage therapists. We're from the West Coast. We're from Port Townsend, which is a real beautiful little Victorian seaport on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington.
Okay.
And he's got quite a fan base in the Northwest, and that's why we're here. We thought, well, let's find out about the other half of the country. So establish a fan base.
And how many albums or CDs does he have so far, do you think?
23.
Wow.
Yeah, not all of them are for massage. So
okay.
I just came with massage work today, which I've got 6 of what I would say maybe 8 albums that we could use for massage.
Okay, awesome. So at least 60 minutes long.
At least.
Yeah. And do you have any like 90-minute things at all or not? Or?
No, because a CD will only take 74.
Okay.
So yeah. So what I do is I like to pair them up with so I can run one right into the other. Make for a good session.
Yes, definitely. And what kind of reviews or comments of people?
Incredible. Yeah, as I said, he's got quite a following. We've been real active in past years with the AMTA in Washington State, and he's played at their conventions for years, doing things. So.
Okay, awesome.
Good stuff.
Yep.
He's also his primary thing in terms of making money doing music. He's been a busker his whole life, which is in America they call them street musicians, or sometimes panhandlers. But, he did his best busking actually in Europe, and he's toured Scandinavia many times. And I got to go with him in 2008. We went on a tour and got to play in castles and plazas all over.
You can't get better than that.
No, it's absolutely wonderful. But the interesting thing about David is that for 17 years he played the Celtic harp on the ferry that runs from our town, Port Townsend, to Whidbey Island, summers and weekends. And he made his living during that time selling CDs and playing the harp for probably 50,000 people a year. And then one year, back actually I think it was 2008. I kind of lost track of time now. Somebody complained that the harp guy was not taking his unclaimed, unattended baggage off the boat, and the captains gave him permission to leave his harp on board. They loved him. The guy had a file that thick of kudos to the ferry system for hiring the ferry guy, or the harp guy. Yeah. And somebody complained that the harp guy wasn't removing his unattended baggage, and Homeland Security basically managed to get him kicked off.
Oh.
It's like there's been jokes that it went around the blogosphere. We actually got comments from people in Australia and the UK that heard about the story, and things like, it said that harp is a dangerous weapon. You can fire a dozen arrows through that thing. So it's been kind of a joke around that, the terrorist harpist.
Yep.
And he just finished a book. It's called Busking, Tales of a Renegade Harpist.
Oh.
Chronicles his whole life of being a musician and kind of the spiritual journey that it's become for him.
Yep. Does he publish his own music too and stuff?
Yeah,
so
we have our own record label, Paramount Productions.
He does everything mostly at the house end, or
no, we have a wonderful recording studio in Port Townsend that we use. Neville Pearsall, he has Synergy Sound, which is in an abandoned army base that's been turned into a park in Washington, Fort Worden. And he has the old generating plant that he's turned into an incredible studio. He does wonderful work.
Okay, cool.
We've kind of decided we would either be musicians or we would be technical, because for us it just doesn't mix. I'm far too right brain, and it's just too much of a musician to deal with all those knobs and controls. And that way we can I'm creating beautiful music, and they can work on the engineering aspect of it.
And with your business, do you run into a lot of snags and stuff like that when people are trying to go to the other states and stuff?
It's mostly coming into Washington. We have a requirement of 500 hours in very specific categories, and so someone can come in with 800 hours, but they're 30 short in anatomy or this, and that's where some of the schools will only take half of their hours. And if somebody's been practicing for 15 years, they're nationally certified, or they've taken the MBLEX, of course that would have been 15 years ago, but they've taken a test, they've been working for 15 years, and suddenly they move to Washington and they have to take 300 hours of massage again. And I have a real problem with that. And some of the institutions will actually transfer them through, but they'll charge thousands of dollars just for the paperwork. And so if you meet Washington's requirements, I have a one-day workshop on Washington law.
Okay.
And a practical exam, because I'm not going to put my stamp on somebody that I haven't seen work, do the work. And so
that's awesome.
If some of them, if they're even across the country, I've done it via Skype.
Okay.
So they just we do it over 2 or 3 appointments. My computer gets a little overheated and seizes up on the 6-hour workshop. So I break it up into and I can't stand looking at that screen for 6 hours anyway. So you're doing it. But
24/7.
Yeah. Hence the nerd part of it.
Exactly.
I love it though. I send people to your site all the time when they say, how do I prepare for the exam? And I give them yours and a few other sites to go to. There's a lot of wonderful information there. So.
Yeah, thanks. Because that's my main core audience too, especially students and stuff. And so get them when they're young, kind of thing, and get that education going at the young age. Because I remember, over 13 years ago when I started massage school, it's like so frustrating. There wasn't a lot of information out there, and it's just like I just want to rebel and just give everything. So. Yeah, exactly. Well, massage is. I have a beautiful story about massage, and actually, we think of all the wonderful things it does for the people that we work with and in our careers and that sort of thing, but it actually was life-changing for me 2 times. The first time was actually coming into massage. I got there via MERT, through the Massage Emergency Response Team. We had a huge storm. Huge storm in the Seattle area that we were just iced over for weeks. And I worked at the power company. And MERT sent their massage therapist in to work on our linemen and my office staff. And so we basically had them come after that on a repeated basis. And I started asking so many questions that the therapist said, maybe you ought to look into massage school. And it was like somebody hit me over the head with a club. And the next thing I knew, I was enrolled. And then through a series of events over the years, I was teaching at, basically running the program at Renton Technical College. And took my students to the AMTA convention at San Elmo. And there was this guy there playing the harp.
And after we came back from the convention, all my students were saying, did you bring home that Harp guy's music? Did you get that Harp guy's music? Did you get that Harp guy's music? And I finally found his business card and tracked the Harp guy down, and we went over to Port Townsend and got the Harp guy.
You just have that domain, the Harp guy.
The Harp guy. So I got the Harp guy and the Harp guy's music, and it was just like love at first sight, and here we are. So,
so again, the best way to get a hold of you guys would be?
davidmichaelharp.com
okay.
or anandamassage.training.com if you're looking for training.
Okay, awesome. So again, check it out, and you can get the samples of the music to make sure that you will like it. But harp music, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
No.
Not with this guy. Not with this guy. And I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Nice to meet you.
Yep. Thank you.